All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Awaken to Happiness Now Global Series. Thank you so much for being here with us today. If you're new to me, new to my show, new to my channel on YouTube, please do subscribe. If you are watching on YouTube, welcome, welcome. If you're watching live, welcome, welcome. It is my deepest wish, desire, and intention to bring to you these amazing speakers who are sharing their wonderful wisdom, teachings, processes, readings, etc., so that we can all thrive, so that we can all awaken to happiness now. And so today, my dear friend Denise Ricard is back with us, and we're going to be talking about energetic integration, making this year's lessons work for you. And so, some of what we're going to talk about is honoring the spiritual and emotional patterns that have shaped our growth so that we can move into the next cycle with greater clarity, peace, and alignment. We're going to be reflecting on the energetic imprints of this year, what's been learned, what's ready to be released, what wisdom wants to be carried forward, so much more. And of course, again, I just want to say, if you haven't yet downloaded the workbook, please do, so you can figure out your own personal number. The link is here in the chat. If you came before, it was also in the email, so hopefully you did that. So that's going to be, we're going to have a lot of fun with that. So for those of you who may not know Denise, she was with us last season for the first time, and she is an ambassador for the evolution of consciousness, the galactic numerologist, and intuitive soul path coach. She guides visionaries, leaders, starseeds, and light workers in awakening their higher self connection and aligning with their true path and purpose for this lifetime. And through her work, she empowers individuals to reclaim their birthright to divine wholeness and unity, igniting a joyous and fulfilling life that reflects their divine truth and the destiny they are here to embody. So, everyone, please join me in welcoming Denise back to the show. I'm so excited about this conversation. Denise, welcome back.
Thank you, Shefali, and welcome everyone. Thank you for being here today. And yes, I'm happy that it's sunny. Shefali and I were talking before I came on here, and I was just absorbing the sun because it's fall. It's fall, and it's turning. I'm so delighted with our theme today, energetic integration, making this year's lessons work for you, because it's really all about this evolution in consciousness that we're all here to experience on Earth at this very important time. It's an evolutionary time. And if you're here on this show, because with all the different speakers, there's just so much about consciousness changing. We're feeling it in our lives. And Shefali and I were just talking before we came on, like, we're both feeling it, the evolution in various ways. And so, and what to do with that, the emotions, the changes in the physical body, the emotions, the mental mind, all of that. So, and let's just first just set the energy for our time together today as we're gathering in this space. So I just invite you to just take a moment, bring all of you here, call all of yourself back to here. And for those who haven't done that before, it's really kind of a cool exercise when you call yourself back in because it feels like all of a sudden you're just more embodied. You feel more embodied. And the reason that we say that is because, like, all of our attention goes to so many different places in the world, in our life. And then so sometimes our mind will take us someplace, our emotions, our body. So it's like just calling you, just set an intention, call all of you back to you. And just take a deep breath in and out. Just allow yourself to fully arrive here with all of us together. Beautiful. So now, why this theme and why now? Because 2025 is a universal year 9. And in numerology, 9 is a number of completion, and it's the end of a cycle, and then it spirals into the next year. Like, we're here to gather what's been evolved already this year and to integrate it, and then to prepare for what's next. So it's like we're here now, in this last quarter. We're in these final moments. And it's like we're standing on like a bridge, and we're just about getting all the way across it. And behind you lies all the terrain you've walked this year, all the lessons, all the challenges, all the joys. And ahead of you, ahead of us, lies a whole new horizon. And yet, the most powerful place we can stand right now is right here on this bridge, like being present in this moment and celebrating all that's led up to this moment right here and right now. And we talk about that all the time, like being in the present moment, because when we put our attention back into something, it tends to bring us back into it. So it's almost like taking a few steps backwards on the bridge, yet we're really not. We're always in a present moment. Yet to keep moving forward is to be as present as possible. And how do you do that? That's why we're here today. So in numerology, and we're doing this through the lens of numerology. So in numerology, all the cycles run from 1 through 9. And 9 is this number of culmination. And it's like the harvest. So it's where everything comes together. And like I said, Shefali and I were talking about this. Have you been feeling this? Because I can tell you I certainly have. And there's so much evolutionary energy pouring on the earth, and that's running through the earth, running through all of us. And it's like there comes a lesson or a challenge, then there's a recognition of the higher purpose, and then it moves into its next evolution. So here we are in a whole new space. We're on this really rapid expansion, and then it culminates, and then it moves into the next stage of our becoming. And really, this is what is so special about 9, because when we're talking about this universal year 9, which is like the background, the kind of the foundation here today in galactic numerology is evolution. So it's not just about endings. And in the number 9, it's a magical number, and for some people it might spark something. You might have been born in a year that has, or something, a day, a month that has a 9 in it. There might be something significant in your life that has to do with 9. 9 is a very sacred number because it is like the 3 threes. And when you think of sacred geometry, there's the like the Trinity, the Trinity of the threes times 3, and it creates like this wholeness, this full circle. And do you remember that whenever you multiply it or look at it in its multiples, it always folds back into itself? So, like, for example, 9 times 2 is 18. 9 times 3 is 27. So like the 18, 1 and 8 is 9. Do you remember this from math class? 27. 9 times 3 is 27. 2 and 7 is a 9. 9 times 4 is 36. 3 and 6 is the 9. So 9 is really, it can be like looked at like a great integrator, and it gathers everything back into wholeness. So, and this continues on forever. If you keep going 9 times whatever, it always reduces down to that 9. So it's called that integrator and that attractor. It's the number that contains everything. So, and that's what evolution is all about. So as it folds back, like every multiple of 9, eventually folding back into itself, reminds us that all things return to wholeness. So that's where like there's this really cool bridge into like numerology with higher states of consciousness, because in higher states of consciousness, this is about change. It's about transformation. It's the natural movement into the next state of being. And that's, again, what evolution is. Galactic number 9 is evolution. And when we were talking about at the beginning of this year, we were talking about the nine, the universal year nine as evolution. It's like it's not an ending. It's not an ending. It's and we're all immersed in these energies because it's a universal year nine, and numerology is part of us. It's part of our makeup. It's part of the sacred geometry of everything in the universe. And so with nine, looking at nine in this universal year, it's like nine gathers everything back into itself. So this year has been calling us to gather the wisdom of our own journeys, like integrating what we're living. And and then we carry that forward in completion, not like a hard stop. It's completion that goes on to its next evolution. And that's interesting because this is the key that galactic numerology brings, that things don't end, that they evolve. So, and we're going to talk about this. So, and I'd love to hear from whoever wants to step forward. And yet, let's just reflect first on how this. And did you have a question, Shefali, based on any of this?
Oh, I was just going to say really quickly, we're talking about how things evolve, but we're also talking about how we are evolving. This is about our evolution as a soul, as a personality, as a self as well. So even though things might be challenging for some people and there's so much is coming up, still all of that is happening for us, for our evolution, for our growth, for our expansion. And if we can keep reminding ourselves that, it can make it can help us through the challenges a bit more with more ease and grace, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Because yes, because I myself, you and I were talking about this, my clients, people I know in my life, our family members, friends, it's really been, and yet in a very different way, the year of challenges, because also they're coming, we're going through them, and we're evolving like into that next, it's coming at a quicker pace. It's not like we're stuck in it anymore, because the energies have also um, time, like that whole, the time, the essence of time kind of crunching. So let's just kind of reflect a little on how this may have shown up, because it's both collectively and personally this year. If we look at relationships, many of us have been asked to release old dynamics. Like for some of us, some bonds have deepened while others have come to completion. I know I've had that a couple times. And forgiveness may have emerged as a theme. Like we just realize I've got to forgive this situation, or it's not going to go away. It will, but it's just not going to evolve into the next place until we bring that forgiveness in, both for whoever it is and for ourselves. And forgiveness is, it's not the religious forgiveness because somebody's done something wrong, like we've done something wrong. It's more about being hard on ourselves, and just forgiveness is just an energy. It's a gentle lifting off energy. So there's that's a really key thing, that the forgiveness is, it's not something that has to be commanded or demanded. It's something that really helps move into the next evolution for ourselves. And of course it's for ourselves first, right? And it's also a gentle way of loving ourselves. And also it helps us reveal like our deepest truth, because when we lift off that heavy energy through forgiving ourselves, or through allowing ourselves, let's just call it allowing ourselves to evolve, then that energy lifts off and more of our truth comes forward. And and even like you can look in the area of jobs, careers, in 2025, like it could have been feeling like a reevaluation period, really looking at and clarifying like what truly aligns with your deeper purpose. Like, is this job really serving me? Sorry, I've got a little bug flying around me here. And what no longer like serves us in whether we're going to work for someone else or what we're doing for ourselves, just that kind of that reevaluation comes up with this energy, this nine energy. And then spiritually, the cycles, like it almost feels like there's cycles looping back around, but in evolution, it's not like we're like when we use the example of, there's cycles in nature, right? There's the winter, spring, fall, depending on where you live. So it seems like, yeah, we're coming into that same cycle as last year when we come into fall. But really, it's more of a cycle. It's more of a where there's a spiral, let's say. And so sometimes maybe you experience like a deja vu or having an old pattern resurface until the lessons like have finally landed. And yet it's like that there's closure, that there's integration. And yet, as my guides always bring through, it's you're not revisiting the same thing. If you've already evolved through something, um, and it's gone on to its next evolution, and something else shows up that looks like it, it's a different aspect of it that's being looked at. So sometimes, and that's kind of where we get hard on ourselves, is to think that, oh my gosh, I thought I did everything to get rid of this lesson. And I will tell you personally, like I was thinking the same thing a couple times this year. I'm like, what, why is this showing up again? And when I really like it, because there was another part of it, when I really went inside, got out of my head and went inside and said, why is this, what part of this is still lingering because I did not process it. It hasn't evolved. So it's really about going inside. That is just so important because that's where our truth lies. And then also in health, like there's our bodies are changing. The body is like as these energies are coming in, as we're bringing in higher frequency energies, there's denser energies are surfacing, and things may show up in our physical body that looks like an illness or something's wrong, and really it's a release. Something's just trying to release, and there's like maybe even feelings of detoxing, decluttering, not just our spaces, but like habits, routines, and even environments that we're in, whether it's a place where you live or groups that you belong to. So, so the essence of this 9 year is integration of all of your creations and the evolution that comes with that and from that. So collecting what matters, releasing what doesn't, and then there's this restoration, this coherence in the rhythm of life, and then it just keeps going. It's just this smooth. You're walking on the bridge. You're always moving forward. And this year is 2025, and we've been talking about integration, and the 20 in galactic numerology is integration and 25 is creation. So everything expands in its evolution. So as we close out this universal year 9, I'm we're bringing you, well, we're inviting you to see not as a time of ending, because we're coming to the end of this cycle of the year 1 through 9, but to look at it as transformation. And as relationships are shifting, careers are evolving, patterns showing up for closure, they aren't endings. They are necessary integrations that are returning us to ourselves and preparing us for that next cycle. It's why we're here. So, before we open up and talk about this, let's just take a few moments here to really go in and reflect and just we're just going to do just a quick meditation in a space to truly feel into what's been evolving for each of us during this universal year of 9, and to gather all of this year's evolution back into wholeness. So you might want to go ahead and close your eyes if that feels comfortable, and just let your body settle into the chair, into the cushion beneath you. Just feeling grounded. Maybe your feet are on the floor, your shoulders are softening. Just taking a slow, deep breath in and a full exhale. With each breath, just going into your heart more deeply. Just imagine the energy of 9 surrounding you. The great integrator, the evolutionist, the one that gathers everything back into wholeness. And if you want to imagine like an energy, galactic numerology also has crystal companions for each number. And for 9, it's suzalite, which is this beautiful purple energy. You might even just imagine this beautiful purple energy, field of energy around you, just drawing everything from this year inward, weaving it all together. As you're gently breathing, begin to sense the journey of this year and then the previous 8 years, gently gathering around you, because that's the full cycle, the years back that added up to a 1, and now we're in a 9 year. So in these past 9 years, the people, the experiences, the lessons, the challenges, the breakthroughs, and not to dwell on anything yet, just taking a beautiful look at the evolution where you're at now, because it's going to be different, because we're all here on the earth at this time in these high evolutionary times. So there's no way out. We're going through this expansion and evolution. And when you look back with gentleness, with gratitude, what are you noticing? Like really grateful for where you are right now. Even those quiet moments you may have overlooked. See them floating towards you, all the blessings that life itself is handing back to you. They're no longer burdens or challenges, they are treasures from these last 9 years. And if you don't have your hand yet on your heart, maybe placing your hand on your heart, breathing into the space. With each inhale, drawing those experiences, those gifts closer to you, those blessings. And with each exhale, letting them rest more deeply within you, feeling more integrated as the divine wisdom they're providing. And what an important energy for all of us, dear one. Gratitude. Because blessings are there always. And we can see them so clearly when we're in a heart of gratitude for them, for ourselves and for others. Take a deep breath in and out for that. And I'm going to offer some contemplations here, and let whatever arises gently come without forcing it, without judging it. Looking at this year thus far, what relationships, what experiences, what patterns feel like they are completing in my life right now? So asking yourself that. And and again, this isn't coming from the mental mind. This is coming from your heart, from your soul, from your higher self, any guides that are with you. And there may be something where you say, yeah, I was kind of thinking that relationship's done. It's complete. Time to move on. And it's not like there's that ending, like if there's a relationship that you are completing where you may not see a person, or maybe it's a completion where someone has passed and left the earth. Again, it's not an ending. We're infinite beings of consciousness. And so it's that relationship goes into its next evolution. And that may include like um, allowing whatever it is showing you, not just from that, but it's also stirring up perhaps some emotions like sadness or, uh, yes, just some things that might come up that are helping us move into the next evolutionary stage of knowing that we are infinite beings. And what wisdom are these beautiful like completions that are coming up? What are they asking me to integrate? If I could honor these completions with gratitude, how would that make me feel? Because yes, there may be some sadness in a completion or something that's moving through its next evolution, maybe in a relationship, a job, a home. And yet there's blessings in it because you move through it because there's greater joy in its next evolution. And so, how does that feel? Just taking these quiet moments, letting your breath carry you inward, allowing whatever comes to the surface, memories, sensations, emotions, insights. You don't need to fix them, just witness them with compassion. We're going to bring some light language in to assist this process to really be holding you, because if you're here today, you're also within a beautiful energy vortex container that helps that everything that's coming through for us as a group, for you individually, that it gets recalibrated with so much energetic support. And that's what this light language is helping with, this recalibration as well. Mia po'osana kokuana te. Isono kokoshi hasta tisi ano kokomata. Nia koosta ki siesta ko, and galactic number 9 energies are spiraling in this. And the 3 threes, Yokomata Kuana ki, the 20 and the 25, the 2, the 0, the 2, and the 5. Yahomata ki, si ostiki isti, kokoma tatashi ostaniki. Just noticing how your body feels. Notice if there's more space inside, more clarity, maybe even a gentle lightness. You can always go back into this space later in your day. Yet, as we're wrapping up here, just let's take 3 deep breaths in together, in through the nose and out through the mouth. And the first one is for your mental body. So it's for clearing the mind and inviting this divine wisdom to settle in. So in through the nose, out through the mouth. And the second one for your emotional body, softening the heart, embracing compassion, in through the nose and out through the mouth. And third, for your physical body, grounding you fully here, steady and strong, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Feeling the wholeness of yourself, your mind, your heart, your body, all aligned and integrated. The heart of the 9 year, bringing everything back into coherence so you can step forward lighter, clearer, ready for this next cycle to come. When you're ready, just gently opening your eyes, returning back to the space. Beautiful. I'd love to hear from you and welcome sharing in the chat or opening your mic and just wondering like what arose for you in this reflection and what wisdom is your life gathering back into you as we close out this universal year of 9. Would anybody like to, Shefali, would you like to reflect anything?
Sure. So, yeah, please write in the chat, how are you doing? What came up for you? And so, one of the things that came up for me was gratitude. And it's interesting. It was interesting because I actually kind of laughed at it because it's like, yeah, gratitude, gratitude to the divine for um, showing me, giving me new awarenesses as this year, and just showing me, just giving me clarity, I suppose, on my path and my journey, and what's been coming. So I'm grateful.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And gratitude, like to the divine, like to infinite source, Mother, Father, God, and also to within us, the individual uh, source that's within us, like the gratitude for like, thank you for stepping more and more and more forward and being and going out and showing these lessons, showing me how to move through it. And more, what we're here to do is to fully embody that individualized consciousness. And soon we'll just be fully living from what we could call our Christ self, our higher self. And yeah, yeah. Yeah, and awareness is such a key. Awareness, no matter what has seemed challenging, if you're not aware of something, like you don't get the lesson. But that
Mhm.
you are aware of something surfacing to be released and not judge it, yet to let it be exactly what it's meant to be, which is for the evolution of you, for us, because we're changing, we're moving forward into these higher states of consciousness. So naturally, the slower vibrations are surfacing, and that's a good thing.
Mhm.
Even though it doesn't
Absolutely.
feel that way. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It might seem difficult and challenging, but if you can definitely, if you can see the wisdom, if you can grasp the wisdom and the gift that each situation is for you, and that the divine is giving you, gifting you, it really does open your consciousness a little bit more to not just what's possible, but what is in the moment. Because we sometimes get clouded by our beliefs and our patterns and things like that, and so we don't really see what the truth is. But if we're willing to, we can. So thank you. That was beautiful. Thank you. How's everyone else doing? How was that meditation for you? What did you reflect on, or what awareness did you receive during the meditation, let us know in the chat, or if you want to unmute or raise your hand, sorry, then let us know. Now, one of the things I wanted to talk about, Denise, was how, this year is a 9, right? And I love how you say that it's not about completion, it's integration, right? And it's about moving forward, and it's about evolution, right? Evolution of our journey, of our path, and all that stuff. And then next year is going to be a 1. So it's not necessarily just about new beginning, but we'll talk about that in a second if we can. But I think Tanya has raised her hand. Tanya, you want to unmute? Do you have a question or a comment you wanted to share?
Yeah, it was very relaxing meditation. Thank you.
Thank you.
And even though I feel like for me it's in many ways completion, but probably the beginning will be next year. So for me it's actually year 8. So how do I consider year 9 and year 8 together, or how do I kind of...
Yes. So Tatiana, are you saying that 8 is your personal year number? Yes, and then 9 is the universal year. Great. I'm so glad you brought that forward, because that's something I wanted to talk about. And Shefali and I were talking about that. So when we look at universal year, the energy of it, the universal year it's like a foundational energy. It's a foundational energy. And so because we're multidimensional beings, and so when you have your own personal year, that is a very personal energy to you, and what you are up to in your life. And then you've got this foundational energy that is like helping for everything to be evolving, really, to be evolving for you in that year. So it's like it's a very your personal year energy is a more it's a more profound energy, tangible energy in your life. And then you've got like the universal year energy that is just, it's almost like you can imagine it's melding and alchemizing with everything that's going on. Does that make sense?
Yes. No, I understand, totally understand. I just thought, are my personal energy is stronger? Is it still completion, or my completion still will be kind of next year, or it doesn't matter?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes. So absolutely. Well, we're always in the cycle of everything. There's beginnings and completions, right? So it's like, this is just, it's like there's energies that are always pouring onto the earth, and they're new energies, right? There's energy pouring on the earth because we're evolving. So when you look at it that way, it's like it's what you can do to personalize your own life. Like, so next year you're going to be a 9, right? You're going to be a 9. Yeah. So, but you're not going to be in a 9. Next year's a 1 year.
Yes.
So you're going to be like in
confusing.
So that's great, because it's really multidimensional, right? Because you next year, as you're in this 9 year for you personally, it's almost like you've got this energy kicking up of the 1 year that is about new beginnings. And so it's like, okay, that completes in my life, then the next thing's ready to go. So that's really, really great. That's really great energy. Yeah.
Fantastic.
That makes sense? Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. I
Thank
will
you for
consider
that
both.
question. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Awesome. Thank you, Tanya.
Thank you.
And of course, if you haven't downloaded the workbook, I've put the link in the chat a few times. So do download that, so you have more of you can, work out what your number is. And then you can also get the understanding behind each of the numbers, the meanings behind the numbers. So it's not always what you Google, right? My personal number is blah, blah, blah. It's not always that. So be sure to download the workbook so that you can see what you can look at this year and see, okay, how has it been, right? We're in October now, right? So it's like, for me, it's like, okay, yeah, definitely, definitely a lot. And I can see the relevance of the number in my personal year, but also because I don't like the word completion either, the evolution. It's like my whole life is changing and everything has been changing. And so that part of it is starting to change and evolve into something new, which hasn't started yet because the 1 year hasn't started yet, but like for next year, but it's going in that direction. You can feel it, you can sense the changes that are happening, right? So it's
Yeah.
it can give you some clarity, but it can also give you a way of looking at the future of um being, for myself, being more in the flow next year, right? So is in my personal year, and new beginnings, which again, I don't like that term because it's like I feel like every day that we wake up is a new beginning, right? So how would you describe the one universal
Yeah.
year for next year?
So yeah, and I'm going to just talk briefly about that a little bit. I wanted to bring in, like, in that workbook, this is like, it's not going to be something that you can, like, it's unique because it's galactic numerology and it's woven in with traditional numerology. So the galactic numerology, it's like you can find traditional numerology like all over the place, but galactic numerology is very specific. There's very specific energies to each number that are unique to those numbers. And there's actually 44 numbers, 0 through 44. But we're talking about these foundational numbers of 1 through 9 here. So we weave in the galactic number. In the galactic number, the energy of it is like every one of the energy frequencies has to do with being in wholeness. Like, so traditional numerology looks at from a duality standpoint. It's the challenges, the gifts, the challenges. And galactic numerology weaves in the number of like higher consciousness. So that's a very it's really a good workbook. I encourage you to get the workbook and look at it, because if you want to look at it from a different perspective, let's just say a different energy, a higher consciousness energy, that's what this is about. So we use in galactic numerology, we utilize the like the traditional numerology calculations, and we do that, but we look at it through the lens of wholeness, through these new energy frequencies, because we're evolving and we're requiring these new technologies. So yeah. So I was going to bring in the one. Do you mind if I spiral into that? Because
Sure. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
yeah. Is there anyone else that wanted to bring anything else in?
So Julie was asking how to calculate the digits for the year. So I told her in the chat, but it's always, for example, if you're in December, it would be 1 plus 2, not 12, right? 1 plus 2, and then the year. So
Yes.
1970 is 1 plus 9 plus 7 plus 0, that kind of thing. So you have to break out the number into single digits and add them all up together, and
Yes.
then reduce it to one number
Yes. So
normally.
so when you look at your whole birth date, that's your life path. But the personal year number, in particular, which is, what we're going to talk about also, the personal year is, you look at the universal year, which this year is 2025, which is a 9. And then when you're figuring out your personal year for this year, it's the month you were born, the number of the month, and the number of the day,
Yeah.
plus this year, 2025, which is 9. So that's how you figure that out. Because if you add all your digits up from the date you were born, that's a different calculation. That's called the life path number. So
Yeah, I'm glad you
yeah.
mentioned that, because I just realized, because Julie was asking about her birth year, and it's like, oh, we're not using our birth year in the personal number. We're only using our birth month, birthday, and this year or next year.
Yes.
Yeah. So thank you for clarifying that.
Yep, yep, absolutely. So, what I'd really like to do, I have a great list here, because we're really talking about like as we're on that bridge, and we're in October here, so we're in the last couple months of the year. So as we have this universal year 9 about integration, the wisdom of its evolution, what are some practical ways that we can complete this cycle with intention? So I've actually chosen like 9 different areas in honor of the number 9 that you could use to close out 2025 in a way that feels full, aligned, whole. So I'm just going to go over those, and then just talk briefly about the universal year 1. So this year, what can you do these last 3 months? Relationships, practicing conscious closure. Have one conversation you've been avoiding. Offer forgiveness for yourself and for others. Express gratitude, or simply release it with love, because sometimes it's not even about having a conversation. It's not about forcing anything like a reconciliation, making something into what it's not. It's about clearing the energy so you move forward and you're feeling lighter. In health, so number 2, releasing what weighs you down, whether it's food, habits, clutter in your space, choosing one thing that your body is asking you to let go of, because this creates room for vitality and renewal. Number 3, career or work, clarifying your alignment. So instead of pushing to start something new, review your current path. Where are you in the flow and where are you out of sync? And a good way to do this is to journal or brainstorm, go into meditation, find ways to align your work more deeply with your soul's purpose. Number 4, finances and abundance. Simplify and reset. Declutter your financial life. Where does it start? Right here, up here. We just got to let it go. We got to let it go. Everything that we need comes from within us. And this is coming more and more into our conscious awareness. Declutter your financial life, clear out unnecessary subscriptions. This is more on a tangible level. Organize your accounts, create a budget that feels empowering rather than restricting. And simplicity really opens space for new flow. So that's a great one. Number 5, spiritual growth. Noticing repeating patterns. Where have you felt the déjà vu of this year? What cycles keep showing up? And they're not coming up to come back and like haunt you or punish you. They're soul invitations for closure. So integration, the true gift of the 9. Number 6, home and environment, creating a sacred space. Do one act of clearing or beautifying in your home. A deep clean, a room refresh, adding something symbolic that represents closure. Your outer space reflects your inner space. Now, that's interesting because the truth of it is your inner space reflects your outer space. Yet, when we're looking at this from an evolutionary perspective, we can look at the outside and say, what am I creating? And do I need to change it? So I need to go within and create from within. And number 7, service and contribution. Perhaps giving something away, offering your time, your wisdom, your resources, acts of service. They remind us that endings are not just about letting go, but also about sharing the overflow with others. When we feel fulfilled, that we are offering from that place of fulfillment. And number 8, self-reflection. Perhaps writing a completion letter, writing a 2025 letter, thanking it for write a letter to 2025 and thanking it for all it's taught you, all the challenges, the gifts, the growth, acknowledge what you're ready to release and what wisdom you're carrying forward. And then number 9, the gratitude ritual, anchoring the wholeness. Each night before bed, you can write down 9 things you're grateful for from this past cycle. And then gratitude completes the loop and seals the integration. Yes. So just some tangible ideas, some tangible ways.
Love that. Beautiful. I love it. Yeah, absolutely. I love the gratitude. I love just being aware. I love looking at what's happening outside, knowing it's a reflection of sometimes what's not in alignment inside, right? But just getting that awareness and acknowledging it is, it's key, and that can help you make the transformation and changes that you need for sure.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Thank you. I love it.
Yes, thank you so much, Shefali, for those reflections. And really, as we're standing on this threshold of 2025, this universal year of 9, and it's the evolution, the completions from an evolutionary standpoint, and preparing to step into 2026 as the universal year 1. And also, as I mentioned, the 20 in galactic numerology is integration, and 26 is compassion. And then universal year 1 is the energy of 1 is infinite. So this new cycle beginning like never before, because of this, all these waves of consciousness that we're a part of, like it's thrilling, it's exhilarating. And in traditional numerology, 1 is that number of new beginnings, leadership, independence. It's the seed, it's the spark, pioneering force that sets the tone for an entire new 9-year cycle. So there we are at the beginning of a new cycle. And so then, as I mentioned, through galactic numerology, the energy of 1 expands it even further. It becomes infinite, eternal, limitless. It's really powerful energy about how beginnings are not just about what's new on the surface, but it's really about us aligning with that infinite flow of creation itself. And we are becoming more and more connected to that. So as we're completing this year and we're honoring what's completing and what's evolving into its next evolution, we're preparing for this brand new chapter, one that carries that freshness of a 1 and the boundlessness, the eternalness of being infinite. Yes.
I love that. So next year is going to be an amazing year for all of us because it's, everything is about creation, right? Do we have time really quickly to go through the special offer that you have
Yes.
for us today?
Yes. So as we've been talking about personal years and galactic numerology, the personal year number, we're doing a 90-minute session, which is a one-on-one personal reading, and also it's the activation of your number. So we talk about the galactic number energies, and then when the energies are activated within your system, then it's turning on keys. It's opening up your system to remember, to reawaken that energy within your system. And it's like this like evolutionary buoying of your energetic system that really helps you. So we do the 1 number that is your personal year, of your galactic numerology number. And then it provides really bespoke guidance for you because it is your year and your number. And so you get a direct transmission, and we do soul path mentoring, and I channel guidance and co-creation with your higher self and guides. And we bring through a strategy, like how to use these energies, how to apply them in your life and on your divine path. So we do light language. The activation is through light language, numbers, crystalline codes that awaken your personal year energy in your system. So it switches on those keys and codes inside of you. that gets that rhythm going into your highest path and purpose. And also it's inside a very unique energy vortex container that integrates all these activations into your being and assists in the alchemy, that recalibration that happens when you move into these higher vibrations and states of consciousness. So it's really divine magic and alchemy, really woven into a personal roadmap for your next evolution in this unprecedented year coming up of 2026. So if you've really been feeling that pull to know what's next for you, this session, like even if you decide to do it this month, let's say, you're setting the stage for what is coming in the new year, and also personally wrapping up anything else. Like there's personal support, energetic support, and wrapping up whatever it is that you might need help with in these completions for this year of 2025. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. So this is not just a reading, it's an activation, it's a transmission, it's support, mentoring for your next year for 2026, and how to complete, integrate, fully release even the energies of 2025, so that you can move into 2026 with more ease, with more clarity, with more grace, and with it being activated already for you. So I love that. So there is a payment plan available for this package. And of course, if you are an Inner Circle member, please use your gift code as well. And like you said, Denise, people can start having these sessions now. They don't have to wait till next year. It's better even to do these sessions now so that you can basically clear out, I guess, even some of these residual energies from this year that have been limiting you, holding you back, etc., in preparation for really moving forward with ease and grace next year, right?
Yeah, yes. And again, these are highly evolutionary energies. Like galactic numerology is there, it's very potent and powerful energies that really support your soul's evolution, and especially in the alchemy of what you are experiencing in your life. And it just it comes through numbers. It comes through these numbers, and yeah, it's just very potent and powerful. Yeah, I'm thinking of my
And
client. Yeah,
we know that numbers are not just numbers; they're energies, they're frequencies, right?
yeah,
So there's energy behind these numbers, and there's information and galactic energies encoded in these numbers as well, right?
yep.
Awesome. Thank
Yeah.
you. So, of course, everyone, please do take a look at the package, book your session with Denise, and it's going to be like powerful for you, because you're going to get not just information, but you're going to get guidance. You're going to get the activation that you need for next year, and complete, I don't know the word, integrate the rest of this year with more ease and grace, right? Anything else you want to share with us today, Denise, before we go? Any last words of wisdom?
Yeah, I like really just be easy on yourself. We are all experiencing these great evolutions. And if you think about like the so many lifetimes that we've had, and really this lifetime is about integrating like all the gifts from all of our lifetimes that we're bringing through, and then also like releasing all that stuff that we brought in to finally release and let go of, so that we can truly be living from our divine selves. And because we're not our bodies, we are spirit within our body. And so it's come is so that we're truly living from our spirit, and it changes everything. That's what the new golden age is all about. It's a frequency. It's when we get to that frequency of letting go of all the human duality and really truly living in wholeness. So it's really about just be easy on yourself. Be easy on yourself. I like I'm right there with you. Some of you have been here with me. I was here with Shefali, and I'll try not to cry. But do you remember Shefali, my cat Mama? She has, like, so many people know my cat Mama, and she was, gosh, 20 years old, and she just, I'm getting chills because she's here. She just had to, I had to put her down. She had to go from the world. She was just so weak, and it came on quickly, but she was strong. Like all these years that I had her, she very like, she's my cat. She's energetically, she she came into people's sessions with her meowing and her energy, and it's been really difficult. It's been very difficult to not have her physically with me. I mean, she sleeps, she used to sleep next to me, purring, sleep on me. Like, so there are these changes that are happening, and yet she's still here in spirit. I feel it. I'm still going through the grieving process, but it's like we just have to allow these things, because again, we're spirit in matter, and all of the matter, our bodies, everything is changing and shifting, and sometimes people are going to, leave their body, and then maybe come back and be in a different body, or we're going to stay in our bodies and evolve them. But just be easy on yourself, because it's all a part of a higher purpose. It's all part of our evolution.
Absolutely. And I'm so sorry for the passing of your cat. I cannot imagine. But you're right. I mean, even though she's physically not present, she's still present with you, right? And so it's something that we have to remember as well for anything in our lives, that when we're going through transitions and changes, receive the gift and blessing of that experience and let everything else go the best you can, right? So it's always about seeing the gift and blessing. And obviously, you were blessed to have had her for 20 years, right? So that's what a gift and blessing that is, and just and that's what we have to look at. So when I was in a reflection in the meditation, I was talking about gratitude, and I was and it was like gratitude to the divine for, because I've been thinking I've lost almost everything this year. So almost this, almost this, almost this, almost this. So I'm grateful that I didn't lose everything completely. So I'm grateful to the divine for showing me the truth before I had to lose everything. Because it's like sometimes we need to have certain experiences to wake up to our truth.
Yes, yes. And what is perceived as loss, Shefali, thank you so much for really for that truth. And what is perceived as loss, or the potential of loss of something, is again going into, it's letting go of something maybe that we were holding on to, a part of it, that when it's gone, it feels like, oh my God, we've lost it. And really, it's the next evolution of it. It's the growth of it, and ultimately we are meant to be happy. We're meant to be joyful. It's our birthright. And so just knowing that and allowing that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for that reminder too. And sometimes it is about us choosing that. We're almost finished. I just want to say my sister's coming over today, and she told me the other day, she's like, just be happy. Just let all the other stuff go. Let it go. Just be happy.
I love it. I love it. Yep. And we
Right?
need those reminders. That's why we have those beautiful souls in our life as well. Yeah.
Exactly. So thank you so much, Denise.
Thank
This
you,
was brilliant.
Shefali. Thank
So
you,
powerful.
everyone. Blessings to all of you. Thank you for being here today, because what a beautiful group energy. I can just feel the group energy, and we're all here together, and we're all in this together. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So we are all going through stuff together, and
Yes.
I think sometimes we have to remember that we are all going through it. So be gentle with yourself, and I think Denise mentioned that a couple of times, to be gentle with yourself, gentle, especially at this time. So I will have the recordings out in a little while, so please do go back and watch and listen, because there was so much information and wisdom here. So please do go back and listen again. Download that workbook. book your session with Denise. And we'll be back next week. But I might do a call tomorrow because, as some of you know, most of you know, I haven't been well for the past month, 2 months, whatever. So I've been not doing much, but I might do a community call for September tomorrow, even though it's October now. So I will see how I feel, but that's my fingers crossed. All right. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Denise.
you.
Until
Thank
next time,
you.
everyone. May you continue to be blessed with an abundance of joy, peace, love, happiness, prosperity, and radiant health. Sending you all so much love and blessings. Bye for now.
Bye for now.
Bye, everyone. Thank you. Thank you.